For example, there was no choice for Na'Vi but to ban Vertigo, because they just don't play it, like, at all. But then they've only played 2 maps of Mirage. You even look at Nuke, they played it 9 times, they have a 33% win rate. That's where the weakness comes in. Like, they've got a great Dust too. They've been able to play it a couple of times in this tournament. It's shown. They have a great overpass, but that was never going to be allowed. So, if anything, EG have definitely won the veto, but that was never in doubt based off past performances, because they just have a better map pool.
Well, who's going to have the better trigger finger into the opening round as the play comes out towards the B site? Simple tapping away, finds a headshot early on onto Ethan. Electronic will also come out to play as Cirque is gone. So this pushing towards B has been slowed down massively. They were trying to go fast, but instead they've just gone to an early grave. Electronic, so he's looking for the 4K, but Boomich will take it away. That's Na'Vi with the opening pistol round, Tom, as Evil says their feet didn't even touch the ground at B.
That was clean.
That was very nice. Yeah.
That was so clean. Now, I do think that's one of those scenarios where you kind of want to see EG just fall back. And it's not what you want to be doing, but after you get like bogged down so much, the round's never really going to go your way. It was so easy for Na'Vi to rotate players in, and hey, you had Simple and Electronic on one site. Like, you kind of expect them to do well. Electronic as well, when they do seem to have big tournaments, he seems to be the man that does step up alongside Simple. It's going to be the same play thrown in again. Pistols purchased up this time, and Electronic is just hoping for more of the same. He has that backup in the form of Simple. Does get dinked, and Ethan manages a kill, but as said, they bought enough time. The rotations were available to come in. Breezy was just hoping to basically hold off the remaining players as they push back in. And, well, he's got a Deeg. Unfortunately, he can't shoot out the back of his head.
No, that would be a skill. Oh, yeah. Just hands over the back. Be like VR.
Yeah. No. Please,
no?
Please, no. Not yet. Not yet. Maybe one day. I have seen some of those like VR shooting games.
Like Pavlov. It's basically CS in VR.
People like running around and ducking. And it looks cool up until the point where somebody like just holds a gun with one hand and spins it around, and you're like, ah, that looks stupid.
You never know, mate. Half-Life Alex. We'll see what happens.
Who knows? Yeah, that could make things...
CSVR 2035. Oh, Cirque. 2020 vision from him. Spots out the head of Boomich. Absolutely batters it. Pops it like a watermelon to open up the round. It's a good start with the deco from EG. Can they find any more, though? Guardian trying to swap back as he fires off the warning shots towards top mid. Simple lying in wait as well. Going to be flashbanged out. Doesn't overstep the mark, though, Tom. Keeping it safe. Oh. That's disgusting.
Well, Ethan's just been shut down. Of course, there's no head armor here, so in reality, this is just a round where EG are hoping to do a little bit of extra damage. This is a map that they feel very comfortable in, and going into the buys, it's going to get much tougher for Na'Vi. But at the same time, you know, over the past month or so, like, we haven't seen a whole lot from Na'Vi. So there will have been a lot of work put in. A boot camp almost definitely brought in for this event, as this is basically the one that they have been working towards. And I think that although when you look at their map pool, like, obviously that's against a lot of top teams, it doesn't look great, especially statistically. They're going to have worked something out. So if they're set on not playing Vertigo, which it definitely seems, they have 0 maps played on it, they will have worked on Mirage. So I think we should have a closer contest than maybe the statistics at least suggest. At the same time, this is a map where EG have been phenomenal.
And this is where they can start to come into their own as well. The rifle round finally comes out. 4 AKs, 1 Krieg. They've got utility. They've got weapons of mass destruction. And they're certainly good craftsmen when they have the right tools. Let's see if they will be able to make us a very pretty picture into the round here. Round 4. Na'Vi, they've taken the first 3 rounds. Is this where their streak gets denied? The smokes go out as the A push will start to develop. Guardian, normally a very good defensive AWPer, does find the first
It's again coming down to how much damage they can do in terms of cost. They'll have an extra bit of money. That's the thing. If Electronic had saved, they could have dropped a couple of rifles and then still maybe gone for something into this next round. However, the more they make these sort of plays, the more of an edge they give EG, which I don't think is an edge you really need to give them. Breezy, he's playing well. Ethan as well has started off strong there. Two of that three-headed dragon that you really need performing for Evil Geniuses. At the same time, and I expect this to be an eco, but an eco with an AWP on, well, you know who.
Normally, you could single-handedly carry around with a weapon like this. Over Na'Vi, with a slight investment coming up around it, they'll have a little bit to try and aid him. A P250, a Deagle, some utility there as well. Simple's the only man with a kit. And Evil Geniuses, they won't even want it to get into a scenario where a retake will be possible. They want to decimate going forward. They go back over towards the A site. They found a lot of success there. Can they maintain that and keep it up? Tarek straight walking out. Should be an easy 2K spray down, but Breezy will take the second.
Yeah, this round is over. There wasn't really anything involved in it. Mitch does manage to retrieve a Deeg. Unfortunately, he doesn't drop the bomb. So there's, again, the chance of the round is dwindled. The orb's being saved on the other side of the map, and now it just comes down to, can these remaining couple of pistols just do a bit of damage, but also maybe earn an extra $300? It seems like a fairly minimal amount, but it would also come with the cost of a few thousand on the other side for a weapon. Breezy, though, calm and collected. And it's very good to see that at least the right suspects are performing so far for either side. It does make this and build this up to be a very exciting match. It's been a strong start for EG coming into this T side after losing the initial rounds. And I wonder if Na'Vi are going to be kicking themselves a little bit for losing that round to Deagles and a stolen M4.
4-4 though, tied up. Keeping it close here in the early stages of Mirage. Na'Vi, they had a nice little win streak going for them. Can they resurge? Start to bring it back into round 9. EG. They have found that weak in neither, Tom. The A site, they've been able to get in essentially for free every time they wanted to. Guardian, he was the first line of defense, slowing it down with the AWP originally. He's now left on 17 HP. So he's not going to be as effective into the round over towards mid this time. But everyone on EG is going B. They've switched up their game plan. They're heading over that way. Guardian, the timing! If this man had a watch, it would be broken. Much like him, down, left on the ground, fragged out by Ethan, who's looking for more.
No surprises there. Needs it as well. Boomage. That gives the two-man advantage. Simple also missing a shot. Uncharacteristic to say the least, and they're falling like flies. One by one, they're picked apart. And this buy has almost looked like a pistol eco. They've been ripped one by Evil Geniuses. They're even looking to try and close this out clean. Flamey, at least, able to get one, but well, with the amount of money that's now built up for Evil Geniuses, with 4 rounds in a row, that extra bonus of stealing all those weapons in the first round, they managed to win. Round 5, they can now hunt. They can look for this weapon. Good work from Flamey again, making things a little bit costly, but it's not worth it for the loss of the weapon. Ooh. Hey, he's got 3 kills now. Doesn't have a kit, doesn't have a chance to win the round. Unfortunately, isn't going to be able to hold on to the weapon, but even still, again, force some rebuys. At least keep EG a little bit more honest, because they do still have a big bang.
Yeah, that's like the 101 on how to save, though. From nothing, you get 3 kills and just absolutely decimate with your AWP. Fair play. Definitely makes it a lot more costly out of what could have been just a completely flawless round for Evil Geniuses. So good stuff on display there at the last few moments of the round. Here's the rebuy. 2 MP9s, got the AWP back out on Simple, a CZ and a Deagle. That's everything in their arsenal. Gone for a majority stack towards the B-bomb site as well, hoping that EG are going to come their way, but they are. Stanislaw, though, already on the warpath, straight in, straight through. As he's whipping them a new one, Tom. He's hit him with a Rhino. Simple starts to pop off with the AWP taken out of the equation by Cirque, and that is it. A rapid round over in a matter of seconds.
It's unusual that you see a team push into a stack that heavy and come out that clean. Like, sure, the 2 kills from Simple made things look that little bit better for Na'Vi, but ultimately that was far more invested than you'd normally expect in an eco round, and they managed to come out of that really clean. Na'Vi going to take a pause, don't blame them. They've lost 6 rounds in a round now, and EG have started to get into that rhythm that we see from them so commonly on Mirage. And as said, this map is a big deal, like, for both teams, because EG, they want to take the victory on their choice, of course. Like, this is a map that has been, well, statistically the best map for them over the last few months. Inferno's been strong as well, and as said, they've got a deeper map pool than most teams. However, in terms of map plays to statistics, you could say their second best map is probably Dust 2. Either that or Inferno. It's a toss-up between those two. Now, they've had some problems recently. They lost to Liquid, they lost to G2, they lost to FaZe. Like, there've been some slip-ups along the way, that's for sure, but it's definitely a map that they can play. So I think for Na'Vi, it's important that they at least put up a decent showing here, even if they lose and go on to their choice, because otherwise we could just see the momentum take it over the line.
Talking about over the line, Sir almost completely burnt to death there as he tried to push up towards ramp. Gets away on 36 HP. He was looking for the early pick. He's going to get it. Rejoins with the rest of the squad as they try and establish mid control. They've done a very good job with it already. The smokes go down, block off any line of sight for Na'Vi. Mid is theirs. It's been given to them on a platter. Over the A site is where Na'Vi are hoping the fight will come towards. 4 players grouped up. The only man that's over at B is Electronic. He's just jump spotting towards apartments. But no one's in there. However, short control will be taken as Breezy starts to push through.
Yeah, Stan has to be careful here, because he is the man with the bomb. Aggression comes out, and that's an important frag to take. That removes any ramp control whatsoever. Guardian is traded out in a matter of seconds, and there's still plenty of time for EG to change their mind with a player already deep in apartments, but making the rotation through. It seems like they are going to hit into this A site once again, especially with Stan fairly far forward. There's no utility left for Na'Vi either, and still no kit available for them, so pieces and important ones at that. Missing by Electronic. He hits the timing absolutely perfect. That's going to put some doubt in the mind of EG. They've had to look back, they've had to turn their gaze, and they don't actually have any smokes either. There's no utility left at all. Boomage facing the wrong direction, going to be picked off. Flamey, he gets 1 and the second. The bombs drop with just 12 left. And Breezy, he almost has to get both the kills. I don't think he has time to do anything else. It would need an instant shot here, and it isn't going to be happening. Needs to somehow find Simple, who doesn't need to fight this. And it will be around just about for Na'Vi, even an AWP saved as well. But just look at their money. Look at the position. Do they look like a team who's just won a round?
The economy's low, but the confidence could be coming back, and that's the main point. Dropping the AWP back over to Guardian, everyone else going to reinvest. The buy isn't that bad in the grand scheme of things. It's definitely a lot better than it could have been in the way these rounds have been going.
They won a round. They have a CZ and they won a round.
Yeah, but it could have been worse, like considering how low the cash
I guess
was.
they could have lost. I guess that's how it's going to be worse.
That's not a great start, though.
Yeah, if anything, I thought that Guardian hit someone there, but I think it was Tarek taking nade damage. It's actually Guardian to get shot, and well, he was doing very well in the matches we've seen prior to this. Tarek, well, he may not get both kills, but luckily Stan the man is there to trade things out, leave it in a 4 versus 3. Guardian already tagged to 17 HP, and I wonder what Na'Vi are going to be able to do in this scenario. And look at this. They gamble initially, and straight away EG are happy to just go back. They've got 1:10 on the clock. They don't have to take any real risks here. They don't have to go just barreling into the site that they've already found a couple of kills on. They can look to reset this round and try and continue their dominance.
Making the war march over towards top mid. 50 seconds left on the clock by the time they get there. Zerk paranoid about a push for apartments as he hones in. They should be worried about, though, is this man right here, waiting over by Connector. Breezy, he's the one selling the idea that they're coming out of apartments, whilst everyone else is going to try and fight for control of Connector. This is where Simple needs to go out huge with that Famous, but he's rotating off. He's gambled towards B. This is where it gets really awkward now, Tom. They've got an open path into the bomb site, and it's just Guardian that's there.
The worry for me is that HE on Stan, Guardian only on 17, and are they going for this? I felt like in this after plant position, when you've got so little utility and no kit, you have to save, and yeah, they are going to make that decision. 7 now of 8 rounds, and you almost have to say that the last one was just off a bit of a hero play and running out of time towards the end. Like, it was fantastic work done by Flamey to just win that one out. This is now back to the same storyline. The script has been reformed, and it continues with EG just dominating that T side. Luckily for Na'Vi, they got a few at the beginning, and that's going to set them up at least to have a chance on the T side, but something needs to change with their CT side defense, and I think a lot of it is that they're not quite saving up or not getting enough money to actually go for these 4-buys to really contest, because the second you come in with a UMP or the second you come in with limited utility, it's going to be so easy for a team as good as EG to exploit that.
Well, it's how close all of the rounds have been this entire way, right? Because they weren't stringing any together. They built up a little bit of a loss bonus, then they won one. The loss bonus gets taken away a little bit. It's not as great. Plus, they're just not winning the rounds dominantly even when they were. So their cash has just been so lackluster the entire time. You can't get 2 AWPs out. It would physically just cost too much money. They'd have to get a loan, and right now their credit score is not good enough. But their fragging availability might be, as the fight comes towards short. Breezy just allowed to slay Framey. Just in the streets, Tom. Guns him down.
Simple just had to stand and watch, and he may be 12 and 3, but a lot of that seems to be off the basis of just saving weaponry. Maybe he's been watching another CIS AWPer and taking a leaf out of his book. Nonetheless, another man advantage for EG, but they haven't really let any of these slip now, have they? They've been very good in these sort of situations, trading effectively and just fall into a default in this round. They've already managed to gain ladder control, so a play towards this B site would not be a no-show. The only real worry would be the aggressive position of Electronic. Now, the only way I really see this round going wrong is if they do go B, Electronic wins the duel versus Tarek, and then Electronic has an AK up in the apartments. Like, that's where things could go wrong. Other than that, I find it very difficult to believe, other than some sort of hero play. And this is what I mean. They're going to utilize that ladder room. Going to split towards short. That's the battle that needed to go the other way, though. So maybe a few things are aligning, and they're actually going to change it. I like this. Okay, we can't risk that anymore. We'll watch with Cirque, and oh, he's going to find the pick. I wonder if they might change again. Never mind. They've already found the kill in the back, and leave Guardian alone.
Guardian given an angle, and he's going to strike with the opportunity. Comes in whilst the iron's hot, looks for the follow-up frag, but he can't land it onto Ethan. Puts himself up on a pedestal, but no one's there. Simple. Potentially going to be tested here. Breezy, he shouldn't actually push out through it. Just going to hold the murder hole. That's the smarter play. At this point, it gets so awkward. A 2 versus 3 retake, Tom. Time ticking away. 1 kit. The likelihood of getting anything out of this is marginal at best.
Yeah, it's unfortunate again, but I think I have to agree. I don't really see a way for them to get back into this round, and I think they're in the same position once again. SG can be saved at least, but that seems to be the problem in these rounds. That they're too good at getting in and getting the bomb down, and by that point, it's seeming like a finished story. 8 of the last 9 have gone the way of Evil Geniuses, showing their prowess on this map. As said, it's been a while since anybody's been able to beat them. And the funny thing is, if you look at the stats alone, I don't even think you'd think they were winning. It just shows how many saves have actually come in, and so many rounds where it has been like 3 for 3 trades, and then EG come out on top, or say killing people after the round was already done. Like, of course, Flamey padding his stats a little bit by getting 3 kills after there was no way he could win the round.
Well, Guardian actually does get an opening pick for once. A lot of the time it's been going the way of EG. They've been doing a very good job of going with fast, ferocious opening frags. There's one of them again as they trade it back. Tarek kills Electronic. Simple. They try and smoke him off. He fires off the warning shot, but it isn't going to do any damage. The man that might, though, is Boomich. Finds the first. There's the follow-up. Beautiful stuff to try and put a pin in this round. Oh no, it's a backstab from Ethan. He's got the trigger discipline. Oh, he's going for the knife. This is just disgusting as he cuts Guardian open. You can't be doing that.
It's the penultimate round. He didn't even need the money. He just did that for fun. That was just a little bit of something that brightened up Ethan's day, because they'd be able to buy into the next round anyway. They could still win this one, though. It's not like this is a done deal. Flamey is the only man around this site. You can see the long push coming in from Boomage, so they definitely know this is going to be the side of the map. And this is where we need to see a strong retake coming in from Na'Vi, and we haven't really witnessed one as of yet. It's been the hold on the site. Flamey looking in for the peak, but as of right now, can't spot anything. Stan just holding that off angle, which pretty much gives him a headshot potential. Nice shot, though. Will take down Ethan, and nothing that Stan can do. It is going to be Na'Vi getting themselves another round onto the board, and with an 8-6 scoreline, it really doesn't look too bad. It's just the manner in which this has gone. Like, this was, what, a 4-0 lead for Na'Vi? So since then, they have only managed 2 rounds. But if they can also steal away this last one, it might not really matter.
I mean, you end it at an 8-7 half. It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
Don't worry about it. You can kind of sort of, you know, take it out of your mind. Feel a little bit fresher. They're hitting their shots. Like, even a lot of the rounds we've had have been going down to, like, awkward 1vx scenarios. That's why they've had no cash for the most part, of how close a lot of these rounds have been. Well, how's their T-side going to be looking? That'll be the question once we flip things up. But for now, let's see how this is going to go. Round 15, last round of the half. Can EG make it a 9-6, Tom?
I think that'd be what they deserve, in all honesty, considering how well they've been playing on this T-side. Na'Vi being led off a little bit by the early round success. Boomage, risky. Peeks into Stan's crosshair. This mid-control battle has not really been one that's been won by Na'Vi. EG have had free roam to do what they like for the majority of the rounds, and Flamey peeks into the angle of Tarek, and there we go again. The 2-man advantage in favor. You can see Electronic, he knows that he has to make some sort of play, and he's going to walk right next to the bomb. Unfortunately, he will never actually see it, as he is now put down as well. Guardian is left in a 1 versus 5 now. We've seen them win these in history. Doesn't mean he's going to do it, though.
It's Guardian. He does love a hard task. This would be an absolute miracle, though, as he tries to push in. 8 damage done onto Ethan by his own teammate, as that's going to burst in the air. It won't matter in the air, and Stanislaw will slay Guardian, and that is a 9-6 half in favor of the Evil Geniuses. Join us with the second half after the break. versus Na'Vi, Tom. As we delve back into it.
Your mic definitely turned on halfway through that set.
Probably. We'll take it from the top, much like EG seem to be. 9-6, they're giving it. They're so close to being the dominant force right now across the board. A closer half than it looked like it was shaping up to be. Na'Vi, they took 4 rounds on the trot, and then it was few and far between as the half developed.
Yeah, I think they really struggled to deal with the T side of EG. I think their battles for mid, which will obviously upset Jason quite a bit, didn't really work too much. Like, every time that they tried to get aggressive, it didn't really play a part. And we never really saw that sort of classic round of actually playing into mid, like pushing up aggressively. Like, it was mostly just given to EG, and I don't think you can do that versus them. You give them too much space, and they're going to do an execution that you can't deal with. We saw Breezy as well, just able to push short, for example, and find opening picks that you should never really get away with. And I think that luckily for them, they got those early rounds on the board and set themselves up. Also, this all kicked off with them losing a round to a pistol and an M4 that was found. So I think that something needs to change. There needs to be a big step up from Na'Vi. Well, look at the aggression. Flamey, once again, already going to be catching off a player on the ramp. The aggression from this CT side has not paid off at all. Cirque needs to start popping some heads, and in fact, it's just going to opt to hide behind the smoke. Guardian trying to fight. He's even going to hit one while jumping, and it leaves Tarek alone. Guardian with the triple, and Na'Vi, they take their second pistol of this series.
That is a beautiful pistol round. An absolute worldie from Guardian. Fantastic frags found there, and Na'Vi, they've come in with a vengeance.
Did he hit the floor? I don't think he did.
He was still midair. He landed on the bench after the shot killed him. That's so disgusting. We've had knife kills. We've had Guardian doing unspeakable things. We're only 17 rounds in, Tom.
Yeah. Like I said, this is a series I've been looking forward to all day. And the next one's Liquid facing off against Astralis. Either way, Simple is going to kick things off. A nice headshot. Scout is going to be retrieved. Of course, there's the force buy-in from EG, so you can expect some more risky plays to be taken. They're going to try and catch Na'Vi out. And more importantly, find out where they're going. They can gamble stack at the moment. You can see Ethan currently gaining information by pushing all the way through the Palace. Stan looking for the re-peek. Does seem like Flamey is watching the Palace, though, but he looks away. That could be to his detriment. The timing is everything, and he hits the dink onto Ethan. I don't think Ethan can really fight this anymore. Still at least might put some worry into the hearts of Na'Vi, and actually they have gone back pushing in this direction once again, so they're going to have the information that at least they're not around the A site. Unfortunately, that doesn't really benefit them too much, as all it's really told Tarek is good luck.
The Eagle of Stanislaw, trying to show that he is the law. As he puts down Guardian with a first, Simple's going to trade it back. A big advantage for Na'Vi into the round. They've just got to keep their heads together. Oh, Boomich though. He could be knocking blocks off now over towards the shop as he starts to slash the prices down. It's a discount days. He's coming through for 2 for Tuesdays, Tom. He won't get it though. Flamey will pick that up with a UMP. And goes 9-8 as Na'Vi start to bring it back. 1 round away from equalizing, and EG still have no cash.
Yeah, that play coming in, though, was actually fairly important because it sort of distracts the remaining CT players who did actually have a stack. Like, that information play did net them so much that they were able to send the remainder over onto the B site. Nonetheless, we're seeing the conversion rounds come in for Na'Vi once again. They have got both pistols, and I think that's one of the sort of classic things in Counter-Strike. If you win both pistols, you should be winning the map. It does show how good EG have been able to keep this one very close, and in the buy rounds, they have been the dominant of the two sides. We'll see if that is going to continue into their CT side. I imagine it will. Simple once again is going to be starting off. He's 17-4 at the moment. Yep. There's been a lot of saves in the middle, but hey, if he's getting lots of kills and not dying, I don't think Na'Vi can really ask for much more.
It's given him a big platform to perform here over on the T side. Guardian with that Thundercat Mach 10. Looking to zap his way through everyone. Only gets one, but Boomich will be able to bring it back very easily and make an extra bit of dosh as well. Tarek and Cirque. There's a big Boomich coming their way. Sitting on top of the elevated angle. Still going to find the frags though. Punishes them all. That's a hat trick. with the MAC-10. A lot of money made, and the game is tied. 9-9 apiece as we go into round 19, Tom. We've got a game on our hands now.
Yeah, for sure. Like, they've managed to equalize things. They managed to make a huge amount of money kicking off this second half as well. So they are as well placed as any team could be to take down EG. It's just a lot easier said than done, especially now that the Rifles have come up for the North American side. Plus a Bulgarian. And speaking of him, he's going to have himself that AWP. Yet to see the impact we expect from Cirque. He is normally that third head of the Hydra. That makes this team so difficult to take down early round. We're going to see the majority aggressive on the A site. The T's have been gifted mid-control. It was initially being challenged by Cirque, but it seems like he didn't really feel like he could carry that on and goes to double up the defense on the A site instead. Ethan has to be careful because Electronic is right in the smoke. I just wonder if he's going to be spotted. It should be a very easy trade for Electronic, but waiting on the edge, there's a chance. It's not going to happen, though.
The re-smoke came in as well. It's such a weird affair. He does find the frag. The trades are coming back through, however, and it's a 4-on-3. Electronic. He has the Krieg. But Simple won't have the drop on Stanislaw. Won't matter as Boomich is there. Of course, it's the MAC-10 frag once again as he's still decimating with a weapon. They've got the three-pronged attack now. They can bombard in towards the A site and try and take it as theirs, but Cirque's there. And he is so proficient with the AWP. Gets the flick off as well. Drops Simple down to 18. And now it's just a matter of time before he starts annihilating them if they come his way.
There's not a whole lot of valuable utility, I should say, left on Na'Vi. They've got a couple of HEs and a flashbang. The cross is going to be watched. Electronic knew he had to challenge that to give Simple the chance to plant the bomb. And now knowing that short is clear, he can opt to get that down. The shot through the box, not going to connect. Breezy quick in, but Simple that bit faster. Now Cirque left alone. Simple decimates his opponent, gives Na'Vi the lead back after quite a long break from being in front. Now the CT side, well, back to pistols once again. But, Jackie, we get a little bit of deja vu. The first round they won was round number 5. And in case you don't remember, all they had was pistols.
Yep. EG. The deco coming out. They could be so deadly with these hand cannons. They rip heads off for fun when they've got these weapons out. Oh, they're going for the JCap special straight up mid as they're going to try and establish control. Boomich is there, though, and there should be a slaughtering. The blood should start being spilled, but it's not the blood of EG. Boomich, he's fragged out, takes a deagle shot straight to the chest and going to be dropped on the ground. Simple trades it back on Breezy, but they don't have a bomb, Tom. It's left in T-spawn. This could get so bad so quickly. What? How has he found that headshot?
Just about able to get away with that as well. Are they going to switch? They are. They're going to switch. They're going to try and head back to B. The thing is, the CT side have already picked this up. The thing is, Na'Vi don't have to just go running into this site. It's not like they're low on the clock, there's 20, 30 seconds left, and they're trying to force their way in. The worry is Ethan. If he times this right, he could win them the round on his own. And no, Flamey! He saves Simple, leaves it onto Tarek. The Deagle in the corner. One man gets past. 2 men as well. But they don't know he's here. Are they actually going to check it? They do. Smart stuff from the best player, maybe in the world, as we have Cirque remaining. 1 versus 3. That round could have gone so close. And in the end, well, the Bulgarian has to pull off a miracle.
If there was a man for the job, he's definitely someone that could pull it through. However, this is too much of a hard task. Electronic finds the backstab as a walk around the corner, spots him, and frags him. 11 rounds now for Na'Vi. EG, they couldn't repeat history, what they did in the past with those pistols. But it's still getting very close to a lot of these rounds. EG using their first tactical timeout of the game as well. They want to talk about things and adapt.
Yeah, I can't say I'm overly surprised by this. Again, this is a strong early start. This time, though, Na'Vi have actually managed to convert those rounds without falling to the pistols. It still came very close. I think the decision-making in the end was very good from them to sort of pick apart the defense, force them into rotations, and again, it came down to just the last man checking that corner. Otherwise, Tarek, he could have denied the bomb. There could have been so many things that could have gone wrong there. Also, the kill onto Ethan was a really big frag as he looks to lurk in from behind. So there's a lot of potential in that round. I'm going to get the double up setup thrown in. Cirque having an underwhelming performance does start to worry me now. When they were on the T side, they were able to get away with it. But considering how big a part he is for this EG roster and how little we've seen from him so far, hopefully we're going to see him rise to the occasion. Otherwise, we could see their first loss in Mirage in quite a few matches.
Na'Vi, they've looked very, very strong over the course of Pro League this far. Could this be their upset win on Mirage and then take us through the dust too? A map they've been dominant on, Tom. It would be a huge setup. And the stage would definitely be in their favor for them to take a 2-0, which would be madness. For now, though, round 21, 11-9. A much slower round from Na'Vi, grouped up outside of A site. The only one towards B simple, just going for the lurk. There goes the smokes, and this should be the attack.
Stan, the only one really in defense of this site, trying to look over the top of the smoke. Quite a common position. The remaining CTs are going to make the rotation, but Guardian gets that entry. And that's CT spawn completely overwhelmed. However, there's a gap, there's some space for them to play with. The bomb's actually going to be dropped into the open. The smoke will force them back. Lurk on the other side of the map, though. This battle could be just as important as the rest. Simple going to opt to rotate in. They're waiting for him. They expect him, and Cirque, he connects his second shot of the round. 30 seconds left for the bomb retrieval. They got no utility. This is going to be so tough. They're facing off against the AWP as well. Breezy going to be round the other side. Cirque holding it down with Ethan to combine, and well, Flamey now left alone, and well, I think that might have even been just a little bit of a mistake coming out. Too much space given over to EG, and well, Cirque, as said, 5 kills in the first half, 3 kills in that round alone.
Yeah, much better. That's what you need. If Cirque wakes up, he's so strong on the AWP. It's just outrageous how effective he can be. They're keeping it close. The way this game's going, it feels like it could be the full 30, honestly.
It should be. It should be. Like, it has been backwards and forwards. Like, early dominance coming out from Na'Vi, then the grind back from EG. Never really seeming like they're out of the map whatsoever.
Ooh. Cirque spicing it up as he wanted to go for the short jump to try and establish that mid control. No one from Na'Vi's coming yet, though. They're just holding. They're a little bit more paranoid. They're expecting to see if there will be a mid push coming out, so they're just going to hold. But it's just a stalemate. Bit of a Mexican standoff as they just hold their angles for now.
Yeah, patient play. Na'Vi may be expecting there to be a bit more of aggressive positions being taken, expecting the push from mid to come out once again, but although it's not there in the form they might be expecting, it is there with Cirque still lurking around that angle. Also has Ethan in support to watch that lower position. They've also gambled far more heavily into this B site. Now Na'Vi were rinsing A early on, so maybe it's an attempted read into the fact that they've gone in this direction so many times that it's almost that surely they won't do it again, but it is looking like the case. Smokes are going to go down once more, and the counter utility is expended by Stan.
Molotov denies the push for a few seconds. Boomich tries to push around it, but takes an awful lot of damage for his troubles. Followed up with another Molotov. He's nearly burnt to a crisp. So much damage done by utility alone before they've even had contact with another player. A wild spam through the smoke, and he will be able to eliminate Breezy. Simple swallows suit as Ethan is down. But here comes Cirque, riled up with the AWP. He only gets the one. There's 7 seconds left. They need to grab the bomb. They haven't picked it up. They're not going to go for it. The round's over, Tom.
I don't know what happened there. I don't know if they sort of lost that in translation as the bomb was dropped when they sort of had 20-25 seconds left on the clock. And they were so worried about all these different positions they had to hold that no one went and picked it up. And that's now back-to-back rounds where I feel like, sure, EG are playing very well, but I think that's Na'Vi making mistakes. Not planting the bomb the round before. They're not being a smoke to hold off the players in connector. And when it did finally fall, it was just too late. Like, they'd already taken that control. Yep. And, well, technically, I guess that's 2 rounds in a row where the bomb has been dropped in almost the identical places for them to just fight for. So, EG have been given a couple of rounds. Still, though, there's going to be money for Na'Vi to invest into this one. We see the scoreline equalize once again, and any round victory here for the CIS squad would be enough to send EG's economy packing. It's just, I almost feel like they're doing everything right, but there's just something in the round that goes that little bit wrong, and that's enough for them to lose it.
It was almost just like a communication breakdown, wasn't it? Like, the round was really hectic, but
yeah.
I don't know, they almost just lost their heads. Didn't react to the situation they were in. It's not good enough at that point. 11-11. Game being incredibly close. Sun trying to make it much more one-sided, but in the Battle of the Orpas, it's an equal trade, because Guardian will be able to find that pick back across, eliminate Cirque. Mid-control, it's being battled for. Na'Vi, they need it for success into the round. Simple. He had the right idea, but the timing's not going to work out for him.
We've seen EG battle a lot more for mid, but it's still been the T side taking it the majority of the time. And again, we've spoken about executions. And well, Boomage going to be executed as Ethan wins that battle once again. It's going to be the man advantage in favor of EG. And again, it's looking like it's going to be an A play. They've left Tarek alone on the B side. I can't really say I'm surprised at this point. Although again, they're going to double up that defense. And I think they seriously underestimate the fact that Na'Vi just want to keep pushing this A site. It's been a few rounds in a row now. Looking like more of the same. Of course, they've split the defense 2-2. It's understandable. Ethan still has a smoke, but unfortunately is on the wrong side of the map to use it. And now Stan has to be careful. He's the first point of contact, really. The Orb still waiting to try and hold the man in Palace. They are going to be able to get out onto the site without any resistance just yet, but you can see the slight peek coming in. Guardian still looking to hold the angle, and now with the bomb going down, Simple has to hold this position, but he is going to be able to get the kill. Gives them a chance, Guardian finds another, but now he's left to clutch.
1v2. The backstab coming round from CT. He misses the shot towards Connector though, Tom. Tarek spams into him. Another round where Na'Vi have looked so close to success. So close to winning the round on the A site. And again, it's snatched away in the last few seconds. They can't break EG right now. They can't break that economy either. It's getting healthier as these rounds develop. Sure, they're keeping it close, but they're the ones that are winning.
The question is, do the T's keep forcing the issue? Simple can afford an AWP. Electronic is going to buy a MAC-10, and I completely understand. Like, it's not ideal, it's not the perfect buy, but when you bring it down to 2 players and you've kept their economy so honest over the last few rounds, it's understandable. Because that one round is enough to break them. But you've got to take it first. Now, Electronic, I can only really see him going into the B side. He's going to head for underpass, and the rest of the team challenging mid. Stan, he's alone. Could have taken the fight there, but opted against it. Didn't want to give away that man advantage to Na'Vi. It's looking like, once again, mid-control is going to be handed to the T's eventually.
Na'Vi, grouped up, ready for the burst. Just waiting for the call to try and push their way out. Electronic, he'll be the backstab as well, as he slowly makes his move, slithering through underpass. Stanislaw does have the heightened angle. Should have it on lockdown if he tries to peek out with a MAC-10. Smoke over towards Connector. There's the flash towards mid. Cirque through the smoke with the flashbang assist. Gets the kill onto Simple. There goes Stanislaw. And there goes the chance for Na'Vi, really, as the mid control has been gone in a matter of seconds. It's just been blown out of the water.
That was a cheeky couple of kills. Like, both of those were such high-risk plays out from Evil Geniuses, but both of them end in success. Good shot from Boomage. It gives them a way back into this round. Cirque is going to look towards the connector. Ethan trying to hold the Palace, and he does it as well. Peek out from Cirque is going to be met with the same shot that Boomage hit just moments ago. And he's looking to try and do this all on his own, but he can't. Breezy is there to put him down in the end, and the 13th looking inevitable. Once again, Guardian left in a clutch that shouldn't be possible. Oh my, what? Wait, what? He just killed him with a Glock. Okay. Got the assist help from Flamey, but that was surprising in itself. Even still, 13 rounds onto the board. EG again. They can't win the pistols. They can't win the early rounds. But they are seemingly able to do it when it comes to the buys. What, it was 4-0, 5-0 halves. So 9 out of the 11 rounds that we've seen from Na'Vi have been in early round streaks, and then it's just been EG grinding it all the way back.
Whenever they use their third pause, they need to adapt, they need to adjust. This game's nearly over. Mirage was so close at points. They've been going head-to-head the entire time, but EG starting to pull further and further ahead the longer this game goes on. It's worrying, Tom. Na'Vi, if they run out of steam here, they're not going to have a goodbye going into this as well. They've been investing all of their money every chance they've had. This could be a 14-11 scoreline. At that point, things are going to be way too out of hand. You've got a Tech 9 on Electronic, a couple of Deagles, and a CZ. That's your best bet going into round 25.
Yeah, unfortunately for them, like, they set themselves up in a good position to basically win it off of those early buys, but unfortunately, in any of these clutch situations, they've just been losing out to the players of Evil Geniuses. And as said, the next map almost comes up at a bit of a 50-50 in my eyes, so they would have hoped they could do the damage here. I suppose it is a good sign. This force spy coming out, these few pistols, going to try and do as much as they can. Stan, it seems like he's using the old UMP as well. We saw it from Flusher yesterday, but this has just been clinical. Breezy also in from behind. I don't think there's anything the Guardian can do here. He does actually get a kill onto Stan. Oh, there's a moment there where you see him getting that kill, but it's left onto Flamey. 1 versus 3. They know exactly where he is as well, and eventually it is another round on the board. 14-11, the grind from EG continues, and this is it. Full buy coming in. Guardian with the AWP. Rifles on every other player alongside utility. The CT side have retrieved an SG at least, but other than that, fairly standard buy.
Na'Vi, they found a lot of success towards the A site when they were going to these equal buy rounds, but this time favouring more of a mid to B play potentially as they do split off early. Electronic going on the lurk. Oh, Ethan though, he's going on a tear. Sprint straight up mid. Tries to get the opening frags, will be traded out, but that sets up Breezy for so much success. 2 frags picked up. The failed Molotov means that Electronic can actually slip by them, and they've actually completely backed off from short. It's a 3-on-4, a matter of seconds into the round, and they've given Electronic that pathway in towards the A site. The timing's so much worse, but they've still got to fully rotate back around. Guardian starts to adjust as he's sprinting through T-spawn, paranoid about the push from Tarek that's coming, but it's coming slow. It's not coming right now. As Evil Geniuses set themselves up on the site.
I think they've finally had the realization that in all of these situations, they do end up going back towards A. And starting to become a read. Breezy. Oh, what's jumped? Maybe hit his scroll wheel. That could be a problem. They now know he's there. Flamey can't quite trade, and Cirque luckily will help out Breezy after a slight mistake. 15-11. As said, that was pretty much it when it came to the buys for Na'Vi. They've definitely put up a fight in this map, but as said, like EG on Mirage are an overwhelming force to be reckoned with. It's a troublesome thing when your permaban is Vertigo. It's a map that Na'Vi just don't play. They had to end up leaving a map in that EG were happy to play, and this is that playground. They now sit with 4 attempts to grind out this last round on their map choice. Of course, Dust 2 is coming. Na'Vi's looked very good on that map, but I'm sure they would have loved to go in with an upset victory. There's still this man, though. And the man slightly in front of him who could just step up to the mark.
They are going to be stepping at all, though, Tom, with Breezy in that elevated angle. But they won't really get a chance. Does fall back. Wait to see if the push is going to come through. There's the flashbang out, so Stanislaw can peek at mid. He gets the info. It's not worth overextending. Oh! Ethan plucked out the air. It's simple. He's popping off right now. A beautiful frag to find to try and keep him into the game, as they need to keep it flawless from this point forward. Can he try and clean up? Does start to mop them away. As Tarek's gone. That's 2 frags found. All of a sudden, this round's back in the favor of Na'Vi.
Couldn't do it with the full buy. They couldn't do it with full utility. Luckily, this man seems to step up when he's needed. At least 2 kills to get them in. Breezy trying to save them, but the MAC-10 of Boomage has been one of the most effective weapons in this whole server. I'd love to see its win-lose ratio. And then Simple, a third to the death goal. Cirque just has to try and save his weapon, considering that's been a few rounds in a row for EG. It's not been easy, that's for sure. Nice shot from Cirque at least. Definitely started to come back. I think he was on 5 kills not too long ago. Comfortably into double digits, and they are going to be trying to hunt down this AWP. They don't have one of their own, so it would be a nice save, but I don't think they're going to be getting anywhere near him.
15-12 as Na'Vi pick this round up. Overtime could be on the cards, but it will require no mistakes. A flawless bunch of rounds connected from Na'Vi here. And for the cash of EG, it's setting them up to at least get a little bit closer. This could be a 15-13 scoreline, unless Evil Geniuses, they pull out one of the most ridiculous pistol rounds that we have seen from them, even in this game, again.
The good thing is Cirque started to perform better, and he has an AWP. Like, that's the one thing that still puts down in my mind that this is going to be an easy round, is this is where Cirque is just completely let off the leash. He's allowed to do whatever he wants. As you can see, he's already aggressive onto this cap position. Just going to be waiting for any peek to come out. There's the flash, there's the kill. Again, he starts things off. That's a weapon drop to the deck. Now, granted, there's not too much in terms of armor, so even a rifle being picked up wouldn't be ideal, but he's going to be given free roam to do whatever he wants, and that's one of the scariest things in this game.
Oh, Tarek sat on the sofa. The MSL Classic with a P250. Hoping that someone's going to come his way. Ethan just going for the jump spot. Electronic will be the first point of contact if he does start to push up, but he'd need to clear his angles. His teammates are repositioning as well. Na'Vi, unsure where they want to go into this still. Cirque, you can see rotating around like a madman. He's sprinting back and forth. Oh, but it seems like they do want to go B, Tom. They're risking it.
And this really could be an issue now. There's so much information there. Cirque, once again, he's been let off the leash. He's been able to do whatever he wants. And now, Tarek in the corner. This could be falling away for Na'Vi. Their chance to get back into the map could be what puts them down. As Cirque gets a 3rd kill, leaves it up to Simple. So that's not a bad player to have in these scenarios. In from behind, he's getting cornered in, and EG close it out in the same fashion where they got their first round in this map. It's an AWP, it's a few pistols, and it's Mirage going to North America.